Welcome to Behind the Muscle podcast. Today's guest is an NPC bodybuilder. Today's guest is Josh Manley. Josh, welcome to the podcast.
How's it going, man?
It's going great, my man. So, got a couple of questions I want to just kind of kickstart our conversation with, Josh. So, the first question I have for you is, who are a few of your favorite bodybuilders of all time?
Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, and Mike Mintzner.
All right, sweet. Why Mike Mentzer?
I just like I've always liked his training styles, and I read his book, Heavy Duty, and I liked it, and his mustache is badass, and he's got a killer physique.
Perfect, man. Awesome. Okay, Josh, at what age did you start lifting weights, and then why did you start lifting weights at that specific age?
I started training around 11 or 12 when my dad started taking me to the Y to get ready for football.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna kind of get into your backstory here for a quick minute. Talk to us a little bit about where you grew up, and then talk a little bit about maybe some of the sports that you played and some of the your upbringing in terms of like maybe your parents' influence. Touch on that for a couple minutes, please.
I grew up in Augusta, Georgia, with both my parents. My mom and dad had a huge influence on me in life, and I guess in sports is a lot too. But they were both college athletes. My dad is a college center, and my mom was a college center, not is. And my mom played college basketball. He was like he's 6'8", my mom's 5'2", so I'm stuck in the middle at like 5'7". But they really just instilled the values of hard work and dedication and perseverance into me at a very young age, watching them do everything they do, take care of us, and then work at a hospital for 10 to 12 hours a day.
What sports did you play, Josh, when you were growing up?
I played football and wrestling.
Okay, cool. Now you mentioned that your parents were athletes and stuff. So did they kind of like really push you into sports, and did they kind of instill in you being active growing up? And what did that kind of do to you in terms of how did that influence you being an active kid growing up and having that influence from your parents specifically?
Oh, yeah, they definitely pushed me to be an active child. When I was like 8 or 9, my mom, I might have been a little older than that, but my mom made me and my siblings do a triathlon, bike, swim, run, and it was a traumatizing experience for me, but it taught me a lot. And aside from that, they've just honestly just supported me in pretty much whatever I've wanted to do for the most part, and been there as that person to tell me I could do the things that were really hard, and that's, yep.
Now you mentioned your parents working at the hospital. Are they what type of the part of the medical field are they in?
My dad manages, I think, I don't want to misspeak, but I think he manages the pharmaceutical department at a hospital here. And then my mom is the coordinator of the breast cancer, like breast health cancer center.
Okay, cool.
At University Hospital.
Okay. Now you said that you started lifting weights between the ages like 11 and 12. And was it your dad then that kind of like initially taught you how to lift weights or showed you how to lift weights?
Yep. He would take me 3 times a week before school at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we would bench and squat and do it all at the best he could.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's actually pretty unique. Most dads don't have a clue about lifting weights, so that's pretty awesome to have that influence. Now, you played football and you wrestled. Did you have a favorite between those two, or did you kind of love both
Definitely.
of them the same?
Well, I was like 175-pound nose guard, and my football team sucked. So I thoroughly enjoyed the individual sport of wrestling.
Okay. What did you learn from football and wrestling as a kid? Was there any values or anything like that that was kind of instilled in you through those sports?
Wrestling definitely taught me like just to never ever give up, even when you feel like it's over, or you're about to get pinned. Like in life in general, like your back's against the wall, you just got to start flailing around like a fish until you can get back up and get the win.
Right, right. I like it, man. What was school like for you? Did you like it, or did you just do it because you had to?
I was in high school. I made all right grades just because like I have like a weird brain where I can look at a study guide and just see it for the next like 2 days. So I could like memorize something real quick and then forget it, but that didn't really work out too good in college.
Did you like school at all, or not really?
I enjoyed going to school and being around people and stuff like that and learning, but school wasn't my favorite thing.
Okay. So, what were you thinking about doing when you were in high school in terms of a job or career? What plans or ideas did you have?
I really didn't know, but I felt like I needed to go to college because that was just like the direction I was being pushed. And um, so I picked to be a physical therapist. And then that's what I thought I was going to be and wanted to be. But then I realized that's just kind of like boring to me. And the school was hard.
Yeah, college is a little different than high school, right, Josh?
Oh, 110%.
Yeah, yeah. How
Just
long did you stay in
explain your
school for?
answer.
How long did you stay in school for?
Uh, I did 1 year in college, and then that was it.
Okay. All right. So once you were done with that year of college, what did you do?
I came back to my hometown, and I started working in a gym as a gym sales guy. And then one day I was having lunch, and some guy came in that worked at a bigger gym down the road, and he asked me if I wanted to come be a trainer because he knew I knew how to work out and train and stuff. So I was like, yeah. And then I got certified, and ever since then, it's just been kind of like going up in that profession. I've been training on my own for a little bit, like since 2016. I run my business out of a gym called I3 Strength and Performance. It's not my gym. I just train out of it.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, you said that you're in Augusta, Georgia. How big of a community is that?
It's the second biggest city in Georgia,
Oh, okay.
but I don't really know like a population number.
Okay. Is that where that big golf tournament is?
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm not much of a golf person, but I thought there was something
Either.
that the Masters or something is
The
there, right?
Masters, yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Okay, now in terms of bodybuilding, when did you kind of start getting into competitive bodybuilding, Josh?
My first show, I did the INBF Iron Eagle for my senior project in high school. I had to like write a paper about something I'd never done before and have videos and all this crap. And so I just chose to do it on bodybuilding.
Okay. How did you so how did you kind of get exposed to bodybuilding, going from lifting weights, at 11 to 12, and then sports specific lifting? How did you kind of get into quote unquote bodybuilding by the time you were a senior?
I started training for sports, and then I fell in love with being strong and the I've just always been fascinated with the ability to that you have the ability to kind of make yourself look however you want to an extent. So when I realized my body was changing and I was getting stronger, I really started to love lifting weights more than anything else. And then also when I was a young kid, I would just see those Mag Flex magazines of I would actually sneak and like rip them out of the bag so I could read them a little bit while my mom was getting groceries. And see, like, I'll never forget the first one I ever picked up, and I saw Ronnie Coleman on it. That picture of him doing the hammer curl with all the veins busting out like crazy. And I just thought to myself, like, that is a real human being. How do I look like that? And it's just, the journey started from there.
Okay, cool. Now, is Ronnie Coleman the first like real professional bodybuilder that you remember seeing?
Really like followed and started looking up on YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah, it was Ronnie Coleman.
Cool. So you were kind of engrossed in bodybuilding during the Ronnie J battles, then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh
Good,
yeah,
good times, right?
100%.
For sure.
The best times.
All right. So how did you kind of figure out how to get yourself ready to compete when you were a senior in high school in this this bodybuilding competition? How did you go about that?
I had a friend who had done a show, like a show or two. He'd done the same show I was doing previously, and he just offered to help me because I had to have a mentor for my project. So I used him as like my coach, and then I tried to find more help, and this was before I really knew about the creepy creepies on Body Space. But I put my like posing pictures up on bodyspace.com and had like all these people with no profile pictures trying to get me to FaceTime them and all this crazy stuff. But yeah, that happened.
Okay. So how did you do at your first competition?
I won it. It was just me and another guy, and I won it.
Did you enjoy it?
It was fun.
Okay.
It was fun. I didn't like that time. I didn't really feel the like itch to like get back up there and do it immediately. But that's just because I don't think it wasn't really done correctly. I didn't really push myself as hard as I should have. I felt like because when I did my first NPC show and I got first in my class, and then I lost in the overall, but I was bit. I loved it, and I could not. I went to nationals that year and got destroyed, and then the year after that, I did North Americans, and then I did the Mid Atlantic Classic in 2020 when I got my first overall win, and then I went to nationals and got like fourth call outs, and then I did USA's with Justin. And I think I didn't do that good that one either. I got like third call outs.
Okay. Justin who? Compton?
Yep.
Okay. Is he your current coach?
He is.
Okay. All right. So before we kind of go there, let's take a step back. So you do that first competition your senior year in high school. What year was it when you did your first NPC competition?
2018. I was a middleweight.
Okay. So talk about that, going from that natural competition your senior in high school to competing in the NPC in 2018. How many years difference was there between that first show in 2018?
5.
Okay,
It was
5 years.
2013. Okay. Yep. To
Okay.
2018.
Okay. So talk a little bit about how long was your prep for that first competition in 2018? And did you coach yourself or did you have Justin coaching you back then? Talk about that.
That prep, I was working with a guy named Jeff Burton, and I think we did like a 15-week prep for that because I was just fat and I had to lose a lot of weight.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the rest of the question you asked me?
So how did that first NPC in 2018 go for you?
I won my class. It was a hard prep. It was a really, really, I mean, I feel like the first one you really do right is very hard, but it was a hard prep, but I won my class.
Okay. And I mean, were you happy or do you not really get too emotional?
No, it was a lot of hard work, but like I'm a very competitive person. So like when I didn't win it all, you know, it's just kind of like, okay, I'll take it. But so I was still very happy, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, on to the next, right?
Yeah, gotta go get it done.
Was that a local show there in Georgia then in 2018?
No, that was in. I traveled to Tennessee for that one, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. That's a pretty big bodybuilding area in Tennessee, right?
Yep, it
Okay,
was a Flex Lewis's show.
okay, very cool. Now, how did you find this first coach in 2018 for this NPC show? Was this something online or what?
The guy that actually um put me on to the personal training stuff knew that I was trying to do it on my own without guidance and didn't really know what I was doing. So he was like, "This guy can help you, and he knows what he's doing and stuff." So I we just started working together.
Okay. Was it a good experience with that coach or not really?
Yeah, he was a very good, very awesome introductory to bodybuilding, and he taught me so much about training and like form and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking before we kind of continue in the competing, talk about your training. How has it changed if it has over the years? How do you kind of train, Josh?
I like to train heavy and hard to failure quite often.
Right. And that's just kind of the way you've always done it, or what?
Yeah. Well, I've always trained heavy because like for in high school for like football and stuff, we would just football training or doing heavy singles and stuff all the time. I figured out I was pretty strong then, and I power lifted before in between my senior project bodybuilding show and the NPC show. I power lifted for 4 years, 3 or 4 years in there. I think so. My training style has changed quite a bit, but I feel like the powerlifting helps a lot with being able to move the heavy loads for high reps.
Hmm. How old are you right now, Josh?
I turned 28 in August.
Okay, so you're young. Do you ever think about changing up your training style in terms of just longevity, or is that not something that crosses your mind?
Not really, man. I just like I train the way I train because it makes me feel good. I like it. Like if I don't go absolutely ham, I am beating myself up all day long. So
Right.
I just kind of got to do it, or else I mentally go insane.
Okay. What's your current training split been like lately?
Ever since USA's last year, when me and Justin talked, we said I really had to bring my upper body up to match my legs. So I've been training. I have like a 6 week split. So every week I have a new workout every week for 6 weeks, and I run through it. But it goes chest, back, shoulders, legs, chest, back, rest every single week. So chest and back twice a week, and I do biceps on back day and triceps on chest day.
Okay. All right. Very cool, man. Okay, so after your competition in 2018, first one in the NPC, what was your next competition then?
I did the Flex Lewis Classic, and then I tried nationals. I did my first national showing.
In
And
2018?
yeah, right after I won, and that was my first rude awakening.
Okay. What talk about that nationals then?
I just remember getting there and being like, "Oh shit! Everybody here is bringing it." You don't really know what you're getting into until you go to it the first time, because you know that first show, you go to your local show, you think you did something, then you show up at nationals, and qualifying for nationals and doing good at nationals are two completely different things.
Right. What place did you get, or did you not even?
I feel like it was closer to the bottom. I haven't had a good national showing yet, man. It's been like, I think all of them have been like third or fourth call outs.
Okay.
Looking to change that this year.
What weight division were you in 2018?
2018, I was middleweight.
Okay.
I think I actually did classic though. So I had to be like, so I did bodybuilding and classic. So I was like 182, I think, at nationals, because I didn't cross over for nationals.
Oh, okay. So you did classic back in 2018?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the only year that you did classic, or did you do
That
classic?
is the only year I did classic.
Okay. You don't seem like a classic kind of guy to me for some reason.
No.
So.
I was a lot smaller though. I was a lot smaller.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Okay, so going into 2019, talk about that. Did you compete in 2019?
I did. I competed. I feel like that's why I made progress, but up until this last year, I didn't really take that much of an off season. So 2019, I got off at nationals and then did North Americans, and I got like third or fourth call-outs there. And then 2020, I changed coaches to this guy named Andrew Fryer. That wasn't my favorite experience, but I mean, he did all right. We got an overall win at the Mid-Atlantic Classic, and then we went to nationals, and I got fourth call-outs there too. And then in 2021, I did, because I was still qualified from 2020. So 2021, I did USA's, and I got, I think, third call-outs there.
Okay. In what weight category?
All of those after 2018 were 198.
Okay. Now, you've gotten a couple overalls and stuff, right? And you just said
just one. I've done two local shows, or two regional shows, whatever you want to call them.
Okay. So you've got one overall, and you've had some success, but then once you kind of get to that national level, you said that it hasn't gone as you would like it. So and you said that you really like to win. So does that really kind of light the fire when you kind of get spanked, so to speak, on the national stage?
Oh yeah. I mean, it hurts a lot because you put so much into it, and then you wouldn't go up there if you didn't think it was your chance to win it. You know what I'm saying? So it always hurts a little bit, but you just, at the end of the day, wait a day or two, go back and look at the pictures, and you're like, I see why I didn't do it. Like, and then, just back to the drawing board, man. Got to figure out how to do it. It didn't work last time. Just change the plan, see what happens next.
Mm-hmm. So from last year at the USA's, I mean, why are you placing so low? What's the factor that's really holding you back?
Last year, I feel like, because I told Justin I wanted to pull, like, it was like 20 days, 18 days out. It might have been like max, it was like 3 weeks out. I told him I wanted to try to make it to 198, and we took like 15. We pulled a lot of weight off, and I think it's just really hard for me to fill back out last time. I don't think I had enough size to get it done last year, but I think I could have had a much better showing if I didn't pull down to 198.
Okay. And so last year at USA's, Justin Compton was your coach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why did you decide to go with Justin after having a couple other coaches?
Well, I've always liked the way Justin looked. And then when I saw what he did with Jonathan Withers. I really liked the way Jonathan looked when I saw him at nationals, and a couple of his other clients, but Jonathan's just the one that pops in my head off the rip. And I hit him up January 1st and been working with him January 1st, 2021. Been working with him ever since.
Okay. So what's different with Justin from maybe some of your other coaches? Like what kind of puts your trust in him over some of the other guys, or why do you think he's probably going to be the best for you?
One second. I'm getting my thoughts together.
Mm-hmm.
He's been where I'm trying to go. So I feel like that's like a huge factor for me. Like previously you listen to people that you haven't been there. And I don't know, it just makes it a little bit easier to invest in it. I feel like when you're listening to somebody who's performed at the highest level. And then he's just really like on top of everything. Not that the other guys weren't on top of it, but like we don't make big changes. We small subtle changes for the big difference. And I just like his approach. It's not crazy extreme, but it's not like too laid back either.
Okay, cool. Who's been you've competed on the national stage several times, Josh. Who's been the freakiest amateur bodybuilder that you've seen kind of like up close and personal up to this point?
Jonathan Withers, man, those big ass legs.
Yeah. They're from another planet, I think, huh, dude?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else besides John Withers?
Man, to be honest with you, I didn't spend that much time. I was just kind of like, that show was the only show I really was not like just like backstage with my headphones on with my eyes closed, waiting for my time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Did you pay attention to the USA's and North Americans this year or not?
A little bit, not really. I was just kind of watching posts on Instagram.
Okay. All right. Any thoughts on any of the guys or no?
I thought the guys that won it looked great.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I did
they
too,
all
man.
looked awesome. They won it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So what's your goal for nationals this year then, Josh?
To win it all.
Okay.
That's always the goal.
The overall?
Everything.
Okay.
All of it.
Okay. Is that your okay, I get that, but if you don't win the overall, will you still find some satisfaction or have some happiness?
I think if I crack the top 5, I could leave with my head held high, but I'm coming to win it.
Okay. Cool. I like it, man. What's your long-term bodybuilding goal competitively, Josh?
To be a successful professional bodybuilder.
I know, but what's that look like for you?
I want to compete in the Olympia.
Okay.
I want to compete in the Arnold Classic. I want to win an Arnold Classic. I want to get some titles under my belt.
Okay. And then are you kind of then, because you do the coaching and the training and stuff, so are you kind of looking at some of these other guys that they get their IFBB Pro card and then, they've kind of got the online coaching and it kind of coincides, right? And it kind of grows together. Is that kind of what your long-term vision for yourself is?
Yeah, to definitely, I think it will be a tool to boost my personal business 100%.
All right. In terms of personal training and coaching and stuff, when did you start all of that?
I started that in 2014.
Okay.
I started working at like a big box gym.
How did you get your start? I know you were working at a gym doing sales. Talk to us from that point.
So the guy came up to me while I was eating lunch and he was like, just go get certified. And at that time, I think he must have like, I don't know if they needed trainers or what, but he told me to go get this certification that I literally answered the questions before I paid for the test. And then started working like the next day. And I've obviously gotten some better certifications now, but yeah, so I just started working the next day, and then I had to job shadow for free for like a month or two to make sure that I was not gonna kill anybody. And then once that started, I had like 2 clients, and then this guy got fired, and I came into work one day, and I was seeing 25 appointments a day. So yeah, so I just went, and it went from there, and then I kind of like realized I couldn't make any more money without doing it on my own. So I went and found a private gym and started training out of it.
Okay. And then did you bring some of those clients along with you then, or what?
Oh yeah,
Okay. So
of
talk
course.
about what's that?
I said, of course I did.
Okay. So talk about your growth then as a trainer. I mean, just like as a bodybuilder, there's growth. How have you grown as a trainer and kind of having your own training business? Is there some things that you can talk to us about in terms of that?
Just always learning more stuff, and I feel like I'm always watching like informational videos and scouring the internet and forums and stuff to make sure I'm bringing new and valuable information to the table for my clients.
Okay.
And yeah, just talking to as many people as I can to get different points of views.
Right. Who are like on the internet as you're scouring? Are there some go-to people that you have found for information?
I really like John Meadows. I love RIP. I love John Meadows' content, and I always say his name wrong. Ben Pokaski, Ben Pack. I love his videos too. I will watch his YouTube videos for hours doing cardio.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, dude. I'm drawing a blank.
You're okay.
My low carb brain.
That's fine. John Meadows and Ben Pekulski, those are 2 legit guys for sure.
Yeah, they're that's enough information right there.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure, man. Do you ever watch any YouTube videos in terms of guys just lifting, or are you kind of always going after the informational stuff?
Sometimes I do, yeah, just to like, because you can always learn stuff just by listening to how the like cues certain people use to feel it a different way and stuff like that.
Who do you like to watch train on YouTube?
I'll watch Nick Walker train, Brett Wilkin, uh, Martin Fitzwater. A lot of them, man. I really, but it's not. I'm more so on Instagram with that stuff, just kind of like watching their training videos and stuff like that.
Okay. Now, when you have, what's that?
I just said another person, Hunter Labrada.
Oh yeah, Hunter. Yep, yep. You probably watch some of Ian's stuff too, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now, when you have Josh, a multitude of clients, meaning like not all of your clients are going to be bodybuilders, or they're not all like in prep, correct?
Correct. I feel like right now I'm trying to get more bodybuilding clients, but most of the people I work with are lifestyle clients.
Okay, so the question I guess that I have is, you being an intense bodybuilder, right? And that's kind of like your life and what you do. How do you kind of connect with lifestyle people that maybe don't have your intensity, they don't have your focus? Walk us through that, because I think that can be hard sometimes for bodybuilding trainers.
That is hard, but I feel like where I started training helped me tone that down a little bit with the people that it needs to be toned down with. Because I started working at like a Globo gym, I guess I'll call it, where like old ladies and stuff like that. So I feel like you still got to give people the intensity, but it's like the intensity they need. You know what I'm saying? You're not like making a 60-year-old woman do squats to failure and stuff like that.
Right, right, right. Are you kind of I know you're intense and you're like a hardcore bodybuilder, but are you kind of a jokester? I mean, do you have a kind of a lighter side, Josh, with some of these lifestyle clients?
I mean, I'd say probably like 98% of my life, I'm not a serious person.
Really? Okay.
I'm pretty, it takes like people say they gotta like get in the zone to be in the gym. I'm playing around the whole time, man. I just like, I need like, in prep, I'm maybe not playing around as much just because I'm kind of like, don't talk to me. I'm trying to work out. But for the most part, I just need like 10 seconds and then I'm in the zone and ready to go.
Okay. Okay. I'm kind of getting that vibe from you, man, that you've got a lighter side. So, you know, it kind of reminds me of Antoine Vaillant. You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's kind of a funny, goofy guy, but hardcore bodybuilder too. So I guess we'll start kind of wrapping it up, I guess, here, Josh. We've kind of covered quite a few bases. What do you like to do outside of bodybuilding and training people, working? What are some things that you like to do just outside of those two worlds?
I love to play video games. I will tear some Pokemon up. I love playing my Switch, and then when I am in the off season, me and my wife love to go to like music festivals and stuff together. That's like how I let loose. Go out, have fun for a couple days. Get a little crazy.
What type of music?
EDM mostly.
Okay, cool. Awesome, man. All right. Let's wrap it up here then, Josh. Do you I'm going to kind of turn it over to you. If you have any final thoughts or any final words that you want to leave with us, go ahead and share those, and then also give us your Instagram so people can connect with you if you would like. Okay.
Thanks for having me on, man. This was my first podcast, and I hope I did not completely botch it, but my Instagram is smash_Manley.
Okay. That's perfect. Now, if somebody wants to connect with you in terms of maybe online coaching or prep coaching, is Instagram the best way for them to do that?
Instagram is the best way. Hit me in the DM.
All right. Perfect, man. All right, Josh, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your bodybuilding story with us. Okay.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you're welcome. Time. I'm going to do a quick outro and then I'll let you go. Okay, Josh?
All right.
All of you who are tuning in to another episode of Behind the Muscle podcast, I just want to say thank you so very much. If you guys have not subscribed to BTM on YouTube yet, please make sure you do that. Also, take this episode of Josh, share it on your Instagram stories. Make sure you tag Josh, tag Behind the Muscle so that we know that you listened specifically to this episode and found great value in it. And then finally, I will leave you all with this. Remember, behind the muscle, there's always a story. We'll catch you guys later.